Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 1st of August, and not looking great with the S&P rather, with the key reversal to the downside on the 29th, and then another key reversal to almost a key reversal yesterday. We're right on the floor of that rather narrow rising trend channel. Already factored in that we might have to test the initial July resistance around 6280 as new support, and that looks like that will be a done deal. Otherwise, it is the July support area itself, 6200. But at least while we're above 6200, still expecting to see this market peak out at 6600, maybe by the end of next month. Moving along to the Nasdaq, and here the picture has been slightly better than the S&P, but even for this market yesterday, not a good look. We did actually have a key reversal to the downside, so we went higher than the previous day's high, and then closed below the previous day's low. So that is a negative there, and looking for this market to at least test 23,000 zone, which is the floor of that rising trend channel from April. Worst case is that we've got to test July support, 22,400. Upside would be the top of the channel there, as high as 24,100, but maybe that's postponed till at least the end of this month. Moving on to the stocks, and here you can see American Superconductor, which is gapped higher after the gap fill or gap close buy signal that we had back at the end of June. Top of the channel here, heading for as high as $75, which we're looking for by the end of this month, especially while we're on the right side of $50, so basically the lower end of yesterday's range. On to Applied Digital, and here another gapping situation. Rising trend channel there from June last year, top of the channel there, heading for $16, which we're looking for by the end of this month, while we're on the right side of yesterday's support and the old July resistance at 12.20. Next on the list is coming up, and it's AtlasClear. Here we've obviously not had a great ride in the recent past, but managed to close above the July resistance at $21.70, and above that, looking for the top of the broadening triangle base there from May, as high as $42 by the end of next month. Aureus is next, and here a beautiful bull flag either side of the 200-day moving average. These tend to be quite reliable. Looking for $4 by the end of this month, or even more actually, while we're on the right side of that 200-day line at $2.25. Next on the list is a stock which I don't think we've covered too much, Cognex, but here we've another gapping situation. It's sort of inverted head and shoulders pattern neckline there around $34. But at the moment, while we're above the February resistance around just under $40, looking for the top of that rising trend channel, as high as $51 and $52 by the end of next month. Beautiful chart coming up here with health in tech, and here rising trend channel base gapped up off the floor of that channel, and looking for not only the 200-day line, but the top of the channel there towards $3.20, and looking for that by the end of this month, while we're above the floor of the channel, floor of the gap rather, $1.70. A nice setup coming up with the next stock, which is Impinj, and here gapping through the 200-day line as if it wasn't even there, and above recent resistance on the way down, January resistance around $154. We're looking for $220 by the end of next month. Next stock is one which has been a favorite here and a regular frequent flyer, and it comes in the form of Newegg. Here you can see that basically busting out of that channel that was drawn previously, basically heading towards yesterday's high, just under the $70 level. So basically looking for the shares to make a bit more of an effort and head up towards $79 or even $80 by the end of this month. Ideally, they stay above recent broken resistance around the $56 level. Stock which I covered, I believe, yesterday is next on the list, Nvni, and here can see that, although it's a bit volatile, we have the shares with support at that gap there, $46.60. And looking forward, the shares to hit the top of that rising trend channel as high as 95 or $96 by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above the Thursday resistance just around the $58 level. On to the last two. The first one is coming up now, and it comes in the form of Silexion, and here you can see that we've got the shares trying to regroup rather painfully at the moment, I suppose. Big spike there towards the 200-day line, which is typical in such situations, but the pattern here looking decent, especially while we're above the 50-day moving average, currently at $13. So the upside probably towards the mid-20s, but the clear here is staying above that 50-day line. Finishing off with Tesla, which I haven't looked at for a while, and here the shares struggling to stay above that April uptrend line there at $305, and also below the neutral 50 level on the RSI. That does suggest that we need another test of the July support area towards the 280 zone. Hopefully that will be working its way out of the system over the next few sessions, but the risk is that we have another test of that $280 zone. That's it for me today. More updates over the weekend.